her colleague, or rather her boss, called me and told me Gladys is not feeling well. She needs to go for a checkup. So we're like, okay, what's the problem? I asked her. She told me the HR told me they have given her a few days. She go to the hospital and then come back with the report. Then we went to some clinics. Clinic gani, I can't remember the name.
It's okay.
We were confirmed she was pregnant, and apparently it was almost 6 months, and we didn't know. The second time akanita nika ignore. The third time, no, that's when he raised the alarm, like, yo, umtoi. Kuwa serious. Now get serious. Hellen, stop wasting time.
Yes.
Kama angalia mtu. Sasa akili sasa ikasema huyu. Naye kumbe hata ame read signs. So naye pia hata ikuniambia. So we are there like, okay.
Both of you, and you've not even told the mother.
Tuko hapo tumeangalia tukaulizana nao wote, kabidi nimemtoa socks, mguu zimetana imekuwa blackish, uso imekuwa pale, mkono there is none. So like I got shocked, so scared, tukaloka mlango kwanza kuuliza, oh my god, what are we going to do? Tutaenda kumwambia nini? Ndiye alitoka akamwambia, mimi nilitoka nikamwambia Hezi, you take the baby. Mimi nitadeal na yeye. I went and told the mother, mtoi hafeel poa, acha tumrush hosi. Wewe relax. So atakashtuka kukuja kuangalia mtoi before achukuliwe. Aliscream akashout akasema mtoi is dead.
So she could see the signs that the baby is not there.
The baby
yes,
was
I
not
would see that. I would see that. And I told them. I was shocked because of the face. The face had already changed, it turned to black. Now this is different because this is not how the baby was previously. So I checked, and then what I saw, I started crying because now maybe the baby is sick or there's something that is happening. Yeah.
Gladys, when from there, they had not even gone to the hospital, and you're here, you have already seen the baby, and to you, you've already judged that the baby is dead. What came into your mind at that point? Why did you scream?
Because I knew the baby was beautiful, but now the baby had already changed. You know the pain that I went through, and it was my baby, so I had to scream because the baby was mine.
So you went with her to the hospital?
No.
You left her?
We went with my brother. I told my bro, you do this, let me deal with her kidogo. Take the baby to the hosi. I take my card, my money, simu, blah blah blah. Mimi nakufuata. So tukamwambia wewe tulia kidogo, you will come baadaye. So she was like, no. So by the time tunafika kwa gate, she was already screaming kutoka kwa bedroom all the way. By the time tunafika hosi, she was behind us. Screaming
she
again.
Followed you?
Yes, with no even shoes, with nothing.
Yes.
House help ndiye alikuwa anamfuata nyuma mpaka alikuwa anamchapa na sio slippers yenye anampatia vile alikuwa anamrushia na mchapa na because haelewi like what's happened. How has my baby died? So she was like, maybe ni hizo dawa, maybe nimemove overdose, maybe nini. So hata mimi niko zile za okay, God.
But
would have done
I
that.
think that the medicine was
It was
okay.
tricky. It was really, really, really,
But
really
now
difficult.
I was surprised how the face changed. Maybe there are people who felt jealous of my baby, I don't know, or something. So I would understand if I'm the one who gave the baby some medication, but after the baby changed that, I think people are just jealous of my baby, that's all.
Now, Helen, here you are. You've already gotten to the hospital. Of course, your bro was the fastest there.
Yeah.
He had already given the baby to the dog. And now, you guys, the two of you are following your bro.
Yeah.
When the dog realized the baby is not there, of course, you guys had already, you had feelings that the baby is not there.
We just wanted assurance. Me, I had that feeling the moment nilimuona that at around 10 a.m., 10 to 11. But I wanted someone else to tell me, like, he's no more. Now my bro to come is like, what's happening? So tunaangaliana, tunataka mmoja wetu a break news, wewe unaona nini? So my bro kept quiet and I kept quiet. I just screamed kamwambia, oh my God, what are you going to tell my mom first of all, of all the other people? Wengine wachana now. But are we going to tell mom? Mom has been so supportive from day one. So it was like crazy. The first person was mom. Kwenda hosi, doki hata kutuangalia, hata kumwangalia mara ya pili.
Just confirmed.
Gone.
And with Gladys, when she got to the hospital, how did the doctor explain to her? How did the doctor tell her that the baby is no more?
The doctor didn't even tell her anything.
So it's kind of, because she already know, she was not explained to or by anything.
So it's just us who told her, Mtoi is dead. Of course, unajua alikuwa mgonjwa na homa, but the doctors didn't tell us what really happened. Yeah.
You didn't get like a closure of it per se to know what exactly happened to the baby.
Happened, no.
Whether alichoke or whatever happened.
No, I think ni story ya dawa. He
Ni
was
dawa.
given, the dawas he was given was so strong.
For him.
Yeah.
Through all this, I know there was a journey there in between for the funeral plannings and all that. Did you go through, both of you now, that you were both, you know you carried, as much as the baby was, Gladys was the mother carrying the baby. Both of you were mothers in a way.
Yeah.
You were taking care of this baby together. And that's why from beginning you would know the baby is not okay. And you all had an attachment, the whole family.
Yeah.
Did anybody come to you for counseling? Did anybody come to talk to you for like therapy to make you heal or walk the journey easily?
Not really.
You didn't go through any counseling?
No.
Nobody came to talk to you?
No, until the people who came were your team.
Yes.
Susan and her team.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only time they came and that was it.
So you didn't get counseling at all?
No, not at all.
To date, she has not gone through, both of you have not gone through any counseling or through therapy or any support group?
No.
No, we haven't.
Do you feel like there's something that maybe had you gone through counseling, there's something that would have, because to date it's still fresh. This is 2 years down the line and the wound is still fresh to both of you. Do you think that we should do counseling to heal through this? Yeah,
for her, I think she needs.
She needs to go through
every
counseling.
time we go home,
Yes.
Yes,
the first place we go to is that grave.
She goes to the gravesite.
Yes, that's the first thing she does. Even us, even the kids, like
everyone goes to see.
Everyone, yeah.
Okay. Now, from your experience, Gladys, and I know you are a very strong girl, and I want to clap for both of you, number one, because that was a very bold move. You are very strong women. And losing the baby doesn't ease the pain. Like, I am not ignoring that part that you both are going through grief and you've lost a very precious baby here. I was, from where I stand, I was as well waiting for this baby because it was a good thing for all of us. But from where we are, and you've not gone through any counseling, Gladys, and you've just said that you don't want to go through counseling. But I want to first ask you a question that may be asked by so many women out there. Do you think there are deaf mothers out there? You are lucky and you are blessed because you had your sister, you had your brother to carry you through the pregnancy. And even when the baby fell sick, even when the baby died, they were there right next to you. Even if they didn't know how to communicate with you clearly, but they were there with you. What do you think about deaf mothers out there who are not having family members or people who understand them clearly? Do you think they're struggling as well? What do you think about deaf mothers out there?
Yes, I think they are.
They are.
Yeah.
How do you think we should help deaf mothers? Do you think we should have a counseling center specifically for deaf people?
Yes, I think. Yeah.
From your experience of losing the baby, what would you have wanted done better if there was a person who, let's say Judy was there, for example, because she understands sign language, what would you have wanted her to do better, especially on that day?
It would have been helpful if I had a counseling. You see, when I got pregnant, maybe I needed some advice on how to do it, and also to help me understand in a more clear way.
Yes.
So it would be good if, like, Judy was there to help me, to advise me on how to go about the journey. Then maybe the birth journey would have been easier. Not like me, the first son, I didn't know I was supposed to practice, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, and then I had to go for a CS for Murang, and then it support me. So after that, whatever happened, now that I am deaf, we don't have anybody who teaches us all those things. So we maybe need somebody to counsel us. Now, somebody who is advising you what you need to do, what you need to eat. But if you got that person when you are pregnant to help us understand, it would be good.
But Helen, maybe because you have walked this journey, and here we are only talking to know how to comfort Gladys and many other Gladys out there, and also to comfort many Helen like you out there who are walking the journey with the deaf mothers. What do you think from the experience from Kenyatta, from the time she was pregnant to the time now the baby has passed on, and nobody, apart from you in your basic ways, nobody has clearly told Gladys what was happening with the baby? What do you think? Is there a gap between the medical world and the deaf mothers?
Yeah, there is. Because first of all, we didn't have any person to interpret to her anything, to tell her what's supposed to be done. It was just like writing basics. You're supposed to go cut your tummy. That's it. Do the same, like basic. In fact, I am better off. It was hard, very hard kumexplainia, kumwambia anafaa kwenda apimwe. And some more checkups. She's asking why. But the doctors are here, they're not telling her anything. So it was cumbersome. Na kama kungekuwa na like our interpreters kwa hosi at least, it would be an easy way.
It would have been easier.
Yeah.
Now that you've walked the way with Gladys, there are times the outside people may not feel the pain like you do. What do you think should be done?
They should try. You should try being taught. Actually, me being one of them, at least to funza, like if you have someone who is challenged, at least you know how to handle that person. At least you should be educated a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gladys, do you have something you'd want to tell us?
Not really. I feel for the CS, whatever happens, maybe we need to be taught why it's happening, what it's for the next time, maybe because I had the firstborn and the secondborn, if I was to get her that born, is it a must that I'll go through the cesarean section? So I fear for my life on that. Getting a third and a fourth board, so I fear I might die too. So maybe somebody needs to explain and teach me on that.
Yes, many deaf mothers out there are struggling. And they're struggling because they don't have information. I would say I got my first baby through CS, and I got my second baby through the same scar. And the doctor took time to explain to me why I had to do a CS on the same wound, on the same scar. But for Gladys, she has no clue Why? In fact, for her, she thinks it's her pelvic that didn't open, which you see, it's because she had another scar. So in the medical world, the maternal world is needy. The deaf people need more information. When you are a doctor out there, when you are a nurse out there, when you are a caregiver out there, go an extra mile. We want to congratulate Hellen because despite her limitation of sign language, she was still walking the journey in her little way, the way she knew the best way. Because she has worked with Gladys to date, even now. And I would want to appeal to any counselors out there that you don't want to join us in this journey, because from what Gladys has told us, we need to have more counselors who are talking to us about grief, because grief is a process. Grief is not a one-day experience and you leave it. It's a journey. And from the wound is still fresh for Gladys and for Hellen, that they have not healed. Nobody has helped them ease the journey, ease the pain, and they need somebody to walk through with them. And through talking hands, listening eyes, yes, this is a journey we've started with them and we'll walk with them. And if we have anyone out there who would want to join us in the counseling world, you are free, welcome, reach us so that we can walk this journey with more deaf mothers, because apart from Gladys, there are other mothers, there are other Gladys out there. And we thank God that Gladys had, despite the limitation, but she had her sister besides her. There are others who are struggling alone. One will go to the hospital, get the wrong medication when she's pregnant, and she loses the pregnancy. And I have seen that because I have them in my group. And you realize it was a small, very small misunderstanding between the doctor and the expectant deaf mother. So this, when we are talking about loss, child loss, when we are talking about grieving has been a long journey for us. In fact, I realized as we are talking about postpartum depression, this also causes it, because you've given birth. Gladys gave birth well, a very handsome boy. Then she's here having expectations of being a good mother like the first one, and growing with the baby. And now here, she has lost the baby. It's very easy for her to go through postpartum depression. So there are so many triggers to postpartum depression. It's not triggered by only one thing. There are so many others. And we are trying as much as possible so that we can talk and so that we can remove this myth. As Gladys is speaking, there's something she keeps saying, that maybe people are jealous. That's why my baby died. It may be that's the information she has in her own way. And maybe it's a myth, because there are so many. Hellen has told us she gave the baby the medicine. But maybe she's not even sure whether she overdosed or she gave the right quantity, you see. So there are so many information. The deaf people, Hellen will tell herself, I know I may have done something with the medicine. But here she says she feels maybe there were some people who were jealous. Again, lack of information. So as we are talking to the deaf people, let's try to remove all the barriers that make them not get information, break the silence for them, make the journey easy for them, so that we can walk the journey together as mothers. And Hellen, there's something I want to tell you. And I want to tell both of you that there's nothing wrong you did. Because even with giving the medicine, there are times you may have given, because this was not the first time you are giving a baby medicine, you've taken care of your first one, you've helped Gladys take care of her first baby, and this was another baby in the family. So you have carried all those, I would say, 3 babies. So you didn't do anything wrong. Never blame yourself that maybe there's something you would have done better. You are a very strong man, number one. You are a very strong woman. And God gave you a reason to have your sister there with you at that point. Maybe because you'd have blamed yourself more, but there's nothing you'd have done that you never did. Because from the time you learned she was pregnant, from breaking the news to your mother, walking the journey with her, from going to the various hospitals that you went, and finally to giving birth and walking the journey with her, you are the best sister, and you did the best you could have done for Gladys. So that was would say that was God's time, because sometimes matters of death we can never say, because And we can never question God because, again, He's the giver of life. We never know why. And we can never say, I did something wrong for this. Or would I have done something better? Things would have been different. Maybe I would want you, as we have said, and we will, from here, we will go through counseling, we will walk the journey with you until when you, both of you, are healed. And for Gladys, you are the best mother in this world. You are a very strong woman. I know we have walked with you many journeys before, and even harder than this. And I would want not to say that this wasn't a hard journey. It was, but you fought so many battles in the past. And even this one, we will walk with you, and we assure you our support, and we will walk the journey of healing together, so that we all are at the same position. And you'll be a very strong mother that will be there to encourage other deaf mothers who may go through the same. Because despite what, you are still a mother. Even if you didn't have any baby, you are still a mother because you carried a baby to term. You carried a baby to term, and the minute you conceived that baby, that is the time you became a mother. And you'll forever be a mother. And this baby, you are not forgetting the baby. We are not saying that you go counseling, you forget the baby. No, because he will be in your memories. I know you still have photos. The other day I saw a video you sent me of this baby as the baby was playing. So it's not that you have erased this baby from your memory or from your life. No, the baby will still remain with you. He even had a name, so the name will forever remain. Yeah. So the only thing is to walk the journey, get it easy to healing. And healing is not a one day. If there are days you feel like breaking, if you feel like crying when you remember the baby, please do. Nobody should ever tell you to stop crying. Now the baby is gone, you'll get many more children. Because even if, Hellen, you got 10 kids, and Gladys got 15 more children, she'll still remember her baby. Because this was her baby. And all babies are unique in their own ways. So Gladys, I want to thank you very much for being vulnerable to us, for helping us help other deaf mothers through your story, because this story, I'm sure there are other mothers who will hear your story and know they are not alone. There's somebody who have walked the journey and can stand again because you are strong and can comfort other mothers. Hellen, you are a very good sign of support, I would say, sign of a pillar in her life. And I would want to walk with you through this journey, that not only for yourself, even for many other out there caregivers who may feel they don't know how to support their relatives or their sisters because they are deaf, they don't know how to go about it. Even that little basic that you have, it's very important. There are others who don't know how to walk the journey, don't know what to tell them, but you are such a strong system for her. So I want to thank you very much and to say that you'll be there, you will stand again, and you are the one to tell others, we were once there and here we are comforting others. And thank you that you've told us, you think when sad news are being broken to the deaf people, there should be an interpreter or a person who understands how to break the news to them. Because that's another challenge, even in families, in hospitals, that the doctor will assume, or us will assume, and yet it's a very major thing. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching us and following our story. We are here to talk about child loss, and this time, as we continue walking the motherhood journey with deaf mothers, we've realized from Gladys' story that there are so many gaps that we need to keep on covering. Yesterday, I was talking to a deaf mom who told me her journey of giving birth. The nurses never told her how to push the baby. They don't know sign language, so they're not signing to her. The nurse would slap her to push the baby. Imagine, as little as, there are so many gaps out there in the medical world that we need to keep covering. And as we continue raising this voice higher, that it will reach out to many people, many stakeholders and policymakers, so that we make this journey beautiful for all of us and easy, where, like in case of a child loss, we know how to break the news, we know what to tell them. By the way, that's another thing. I don't know, when people came to the house, how are they comforting you?
Okay, not even me. For me, I was understanding, but now the problem is how she was not being talked to by anyone. Because now
People
you
are
see,
just
most of
looking
my
at
friends
her.
were coming,
Yes.
but now there is no way they're going. The only thing is just like, they just do like this, and that's it. So the more she sees that, she's so broken because there is no one. Though we called a friend of hers, who also helped her from, actually tulikuwa watatu, mimi, my brother, yeye, and now her. Now there are 2 deafs and now me, and I think you know that person I'm talking of.
Yes.
So at least alimsaidia, alistand naye from day 1 till tukamaliza kuzika mtoto na tukarudi Nairobi. So every time, even after burying the baby, that guy was still there helping around, like talking to her, at least kidogo.
So she was not totally silent. At least there was a deaf person walking with her the journey.
But
you
not
see,
like
you'd
the
have
whole
wanted
time.
her to walk the journey as a whole, as a family.
Yeah. So it was tricky. Even now breaking the news, her breaking the news to the son, it was also another issue.
Yes. How
It was
that
a
news
very,
broken?
I had to give them a story because previously we had lost our grandma. So I told them, you guys, because they came immediately home running, coming, we want to see our baby, our brother, and like, fine. They come in the house, they find the mother there. Where is the baby? My daughter first asked, where is my baby? And then the boy asked again, where is my brother? Kwambia usijali. Ameenda hosi, anakuja. Uncle Kim ameenda kupeleka hosi, anakuja. Lakini mbona mama analia? So like, after some time, mamake ametulia na mimi nimetulia. I sat them down. I told them, now you know what? Me remember last time Maito tulienda tukazika, Maito alipass alafu akaenda kwa God. So Leroy pia ameenda kwa God. So they were like, why? Kwa nini? Mbona si mami? You know, Maito was so old. She was 101. But Leroy is just, the other day, he was new. You know, I love this baby, blah, blah, blah. So again, and then they're like, they told me, sasa mom, tutaenda kuambia watoto wengine aje shule ati mtoto wetu amekufa. So like, you just go tell them, your baby went to be with the Lord. But when time comes, we'll also join them. So at least, but until to date,
We've never gotten it.
my daughter still asks the same question.
So
Like,
even in this counseling we are talking about, we need to do it for the whole family.
For the whole family.
It's the whole family that needs to go through therapy, so that from the kids to Gladys, who may not even be understanding what others are saying, but you're the one with the heavier weight, because you can hear what the kids are saying.
Yeah.
May God give us the
Because
strength.
the only thing Gladys told Ron is the baby died. Point blank. Doi kalikufa. Direct. Hata siku me, I didn't tell. In fact, I didn't tell them. Mama yake ndio alimwambia mtoi kufa. So like, no, I was left there like, no, I had to explain now in a simpler manner, like wasibebe that heavily. Waibebe mdogo tu. But until date.
Wow. Gladys, 10 years from now, you'll not have forgotten the baby, but you'll have helped so many deaf mothers out there, that your pain will be an experience to them. So I'm so happy that you are taking, we will take this journey together and walk the journey together. And breaking the news of a lost family member is sometimes very hard. Breaking the news of your own child, again, is harder. Being a deaf person, that you have to directly say what has happened, and Gladys telling her son how her baby has died, was also traumatizing even for her. And again here, there was no one who was walking the journey with her to make it easy. But here we are here to say that we don't start it here. This is an eye-opener for so many people out there, that deaf mothers are grieving. We have mothers who are grieving. We have mothers who are blaming themselves. We have mothers who may feel like they would have done so much yet they didn't do. And even walking the stages of grieving, so that we are able to walk a full circle. And grieving is, as I had said before, that it's not a one-day thing. It's not a 1 hour thing or a 5 days session and it's over. It's a lifetime. It may take longer, it may take shorter to heal. But the most important thing is to know that you are not alone. Even the two of you walking this journey, know that you're not alone. You have a lot of support. We are here, and I'm sure once we open this, there are so many other people who may want to associate with you. As we walk together, we will walk this journey knowing that we are not alone in this journey. Thank you very much. You may continue watching our many episodes that we continue talking about motherhood journey with different deaf mothers and even other mothers who have walked through the journey as we talk about breaking the silence of postpartum depression in this motherhood journey. You may follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You may follow us at THLEP. And you can also follow us you can call us, you can SMS us in case you have a deaf person who needs our support, who needs our help. You can SMS us on 0769 811 399. And until next time, continue supporting the people you are supporting in various ways. You are doing it in a motherhood journey. And in case you may feel you may want to join us, we really need more counselors because this is a journey and we have very many other deaf people who are needy. And may God bless you.